for a minute, I was just trying to figure out what I was gonna do. Like I said, around this time too, a lot of the Black Lives Matter and everything, Black Lives Matter, the situation with Breonna Taylor and George Floyd, that had came to a boiling point where it just tipped over, and a decision had to be made on either or. You just couldn't sit. I just felt like at that time you couldn't just sit back and watch that. It's been happening for this long, but now we're in a pandemic, so we're at home, and now we get this and we see this, and then certain situations that happened so long before, and we're just not finding about it then, and then just the gruesome, like just that you have to see this on video, and you see just like with the George Floyd, somebody just treating him like he wasn't human, and then so like I said, I felt like that was just a tipping point where decision had to be made. That's something that's gonna go down in history, where you either here or you there. Like you have to do something. You can't just sit in the middle on this. Like this is really coming to the heads. So around that time, that's when I'm just like, okay, I got to do something. Like I really felt compelled to go to a couple of protests, and I was telling my parents about it. Like, yeah, I want to do these protests. I want to go do some of these protests, just so our voices are heard. And talking to my parents, they're like, I mean, I can, you're grown, so we can understand you, but that just might, you might not just want to do that. There's a lot going on at these protests. They're macing people, shooting them with rubber bullets, arresting them, all different types of stuff. So they were more so just looking at it from a safety concern, which, like I said, is understandable. But I just felt like there's something that had to be done, and I feel like I need to do something as well, not just, I couldn't just, say this for 3 days and just go back to status quo. I feel like I need to be on the front lines and actually doing something. So talking to them, that got me to thinking like, okay, so maybe I can't. I'm not gonna say can't, but maybe these protests, these protests, just like anything else, it's gonna last for a certain amount of time. So when it's something new and prevalent at that moment, it'll last for that moment. But what's gonna be the 6-month plan? What's the 3-month plan? This might, these when the riots were going on, they might go on for another month. But how are these same conversations going to be had in 3 months or 6 months or a year later? Or what are we doing? What have we learned from this point that's going to be changing in those same time periods? So that's when I started thinking just in general. Okay, so what is it something that I feel like I can do to just be of service at the time with anything, Black Lives related. So then that's when I started thinking a little bit, and I came to the conclusion I wanted to start a YouTube, which I knew I wanted to do. I wanted to, because it's just from the YouTube standpoint, I just see a lot of stuff that I would like to see reacted to that just doesn't get reacted to just because it's not as mainstream as something else. So some people might react to, they might just react to a song just because the artists are big names. When this song is a good song, and actually a lot of people may not even heard it, but it's not the same type of artist. So, like for instance, Sue Surf had his Flex. No, it wasn't Flex. It was the I-95 freestyle. That was one of the best freestyles of that year I've heard. And you only get a certain amount of people react to it. So if I watch all these different reactions, and when Drake comes out, they react to God's Plan. God's Plan is an okay song to me. I really don't like the song, but it's just like everybody will react to that song. But it's this where somebody really talking about something, that doesn't get noticed, or that doesn't get talked about by those same people. So that's why I saw that. I was interested to make a YouTube channel just from that standpoint. But really, what first sparked the YouTube and just recording videos in general was back when I was in school, probably my sophomore year. I had 2 friends that were in, they were like communication majors, and they were in a group where they recorded videos. And so they would, every now and then they would just say, hey, you want to be on this video? And that's how it started. Like, okay, we're talking about, do you like Nick or Disney? Growing up, do you like Nick or Disney more? Just like simple conversations like that. And then, I'd just be on there, giving my opinion, talking about it. And it just became something that, at first, probably being around the camera was something I wouldn't say I was nervous about, but it's just something that I wouldn't just be the first one to do. Like, okay, I wanted to be, you know, in front of the camera and, you know, talking. But doing that with them, it was just something that, you know, first of all, we're just talking about casual things that we'll talk about regardless. The only difference is it's being recorded, but, you know, it's not like nothing really has to change as far as, you know, my opinion's not going to change just because we're recording. I'm going to say the same thing I would have said to you offline or online. So that just got me more comfortable just with recording in general. And actually, you know, taking a liking to it. Like, I remember on certain videos, you know, I was just telling them, you know, just let me create direct the video, you know. Let me do more than just be in the video. I want to be a part of, you know, the editing. Okay, what we're gonna talk about during the video. I want to be a part of the, you know, that process as well. So, like I said, that was probably my sophomore or junior year. So I started doing videos with them a little more frequently. Like, even the people in the group started like, okay, you know, seeing me in the videos and just, you know, liking me in the videos. So I would, you know, be in other videos with other people sometimes as well. And it wasn't even something that I was in. I wasn't, you know, a communication major or anything. And, you know, literally I just started, you know, doing videos with them every now and then. It just became more frequent. I was doing it, you know, every week with them. So, like I said, that's what started that. So then us three, like I said, it was two girls. So us three, they, you know, were having, you know, conflicts with their situation as far as with the group. So, you know, they want to do their own thing. And I was just like, okay, you know, we should, you know, start this YouTube channel, you know, just take what y'all, somewhat what y'all are doing over here and just bring it to a whole new audience. And you can, and this is your audience, so you have to say so on, you know, what you can say on there. So, you know, if you want to cuss on there, that's your say so. This your group. I mean, this is your channel, so you can put whatever you want to on there, you know. As when you're doing something with the school and the group, you know, they have final say so on this or that, or your topics, you have to run that by somebody. When, you know, it's your own, you don't have to do that. So we're going to start a channel. We actually went through the process of starting it. It was going to be called On The Run TV. This I know it's probably like my sophomore. It was probably my junior year this time, because this was when Young Thug just came out with that On The Run mixtape. And I really just like the name, like, based on their situation, and also, you know, just the name in general. So it was called On The Run TV. But we never really, after making it, we never did any videos for it, because, you know, their situation got better with their group and they took on bigger roles. So, I mean, which is understandable, because too, you know, it looks better on your resume to say that you were, you know, a supervisor or a higher up, editor or anything, you know, for this. And, you know, it's backed up by the school, so it looks better on the resume than say I was a YouTuber, and, you know. So it was understandable. So like I said, you know, that was just like I say, just in the back of my head. I know, you know, I still continue doing what I was doing in school, but that was just in the back of my head. So jumping forward, like I said, back into where I was at, like June, July, yeah. So that June, July, so that's when I was thinking. I'm like, okay, so what can I do to, you know, just in my you know, ideas, what can I do to better my community? You know, like I said, the 3-6 months, what we're gonna do after, you know, it's an uprising now. It's gonna be everybody right now. But what are we gonna do when it gets quiet? Just like, for instance, you know, all these companies put out all these statements about what they're gonna do to, you know, combat what's going on and help, you know, the Black Lives Matter situation and just the black community in general. And, you know, that all those conversations are very loud during the time. They're very loud when you're in it. But who's still talking about it? Just like Netflix, they brought all those black shows, and then, you know, they put out these, you know, put out these statements. But what have you seen since, you know, now that we're in a 2021, what have you seen throughout the end of 2020 that backed up those same statements? And not to say they're not doing anything, but I'm just saying, you know, those conversations get a little quieter, and, you know, things go back, you know, you have new things occurring all the time. So, you know, they don't stay as prevalent in somebody's mind. So what are you doing, like I said, to still help those people? So that's what I had to think about. So August, in that time, I'm just like, okay, you know, I had, you know, some money just because graduation money was coming in, just different stuff, like I had a job before school, you know, canceled. So, you know, I was doing fine. So, you know, I'm just at the house chilling at that point from like May to August. I was just chilling, you know, if it's doing this here over here, you know, we can do that, that's cool. And, but I feel like for me, I'm one of those people that, for me to like move forward in a situation, I need to not say lose, but necessarily, but just I need to bring myself back down to a level where I feel like I have to go get it.